not like that. I kept hearing it's just a phrase, and I just heard, remember this moment, and I kept thinking throughout worship, remember this moment, and I think part of it has to do with what I shared with you this morning, even though some of that was tongue in cheek, because we had, I was looking through some archival stuff, and there's this feature article about us in 2 different papers, and I'm like, and here we are, it's like, and I felt like what God's saying, that the whole thing of foundation, and we're stripped down, but it's like, He is going to build back up. He is going to build stuff. He is going to use us, and just to remember this moment, that it's Him that did it, and not to think highly of ourselves, no matter what, I'm not good at, but that's kind of what I, just to remember. But it's cool, but the same thing, He is going to, He's going to do that, and it's Him that's
I saw that castle that had the drawbridge was pulled back, and the Lord was saying, just lower the drawbridge, and it was like the gate or the drawbridge was up. The people thought it was to protect them, to keep them inside, and but when the drawbridge came down, it was a medieval scene of hundreds and hundreds of people coming into the castle. It wasn't to protect the people on the inside. It was actually to invite the outsiders in. And so I thought, wow, this is about like the whole body really. It's really unto the nations, unto people who are broken. And it's like the invitation is, He died for all the world. And the Holy Spirit, yeah, to some degree, but no, to another degree, it's individual hearts. Right now, even as we were worshiping, we thought our drawbridge was down and it was up, to some degree. And they addressed it, like after a storm, there's rain, debris, and all that. The drawbridge comes up to a degree. And the invitation was, your capacity to love, even in brokenness, is so much more that the pain instructs you, or the leftover after the storm. It's a mess. It's painful, and the pain of that. If you lose, fruit trees, or if you lose your garden. Last year we lost all of our garden. We had 3 days of hail. And you go back. You have worked hundreds of hours for this garden, and you lose it's painful, and the pain instructs you. Like, I'm not doing this next year. I'm going to do hooplas. I'm going to do so you start doing a drawbridge. And the answer of the Holy Spirit is like, yes, to a certain degree, it's about the church and this group and whatever. But it is also individual hearts. How we really need to recapture Jesus' heart to lower the bridge. And it's not to protect, it's actually to invite. So to lower our bridge, and the pain or the discomfort of the storm, of what happened, cannot inform us of our capacity to love. Because this is, the castle has an incredible capacity to really welcome a lot of people. Like that medieval scene, like people in knight in armor type thing. Like hundreds and hundreds of people were just welcome. Like the drawbridge was down. And instead of being informed by the aftermath of the storm, it was the information is the capacity to love is the presence of Jesus within the wall, within your heart. That's what informs us that it's okay if we let down like the gates of our lives and hearts. So that's very similar. The foundations are different.
And actually, just to confirm what you were saying, earlier during worship, I saw an apple, and it was like basically down to the core, and I felt like the Lord was just saying, like, I'm just, like, what's going on is just speaking down to the core of what, and the foundations of what's really, going on. And then I saw a tree, and it was like the Lord was uprooting it, but the roots were really pliable and soft. And, and then there was also, I saw a picture of an invitation of the Lord's hands just open, and he just was saying, like, I want to pour healing oil all over you. But in front of that was a big curtain, and there was a barrier, and it was like the Lord was just standing here saying, like, will you say yes? And I want to pull the curtain back, and you can't see it right now because the curtain's here, but on the other side of this curtain, you don't even know the amount of healing and restoration and oil that is, I want to flow all over you. And, so even though there might be sorrow, it was almost like he was standing by the curtain, and he had this childlike joy of saying, like, I want to pull this curtain back. I want to unveil and pour this oil over you. Will you allow me? Will you say yes to me? Will you allow me to pull this curtain back and let it flow? And I do feel like there is a season of healing that is happening and is going to happen more, but it's us saying yes and allowing him to pull it back. And so that was very similar to that. So